I'm starting to figure out Bucharest has a lot of churches and bakeries, apparently. It's not bad. Alright, so last week you guys gave me a lot of interesting feedback on the review I did of the market. I went through all the pairs, step by step, everything I was looking for the week. And a lot of you guys want to see more. And so for this week, as you get ready on this Monday to start the week, I want to go through once again all the pairs. And you will see that not much changed from the past week. Things are pretty much the same because we look at fairly high time frame. But if things change, it's kind of important to go and reevaluate the situation. So I will again go through all the pairs, everything I'm looking for. And especially for me, I think it's been really great last week. When I talk and I show you guys what I look for, it kind of gets really more clear for myself. I ended up taking 3 trades last week, which is kind of average, but that's going to be covered in some other place probably. What I want to do first is I want to tell you guys, like, this is not trading advice. I share what I look for, what I do in the market, but you do your own thing and you should have your own plan, your own rules, your own things you look for. And I'm not responsible if you put a trade based on this and it's a losing trade or whatever happens. It's not my fault, okay? It's your job, your own decision, and you decide whatever you do in the market. Okay, we've covered that. So let's get to the chart. First thing you want to do is you want to get on the weekly chart, and we won't change all the zones once again because I said that things won't change that much from week to week. A little bit of things are going to change. It's not going to be the exact same thing, but the main zones are going to be pretty much the same that we look for. So EURCAD, we were at the zone last week, 0.97. So we went to the zone, we pushed back a little bit. We had no trade set up on the forward chart and the 1 hour chart. So what I'm still looking for, and this is the same thing once again, if we're going to push here, depending on what kind of trader you are, you could look for continuation trade all along the way to the other level, which is the level here, 1.0. Okay, you could trade and add every time there's a pullback on that move, and that's totally possible. I personally won't do it too much. I might take a trade if we're still at the zone and we have a nice setup on the 1 hour chart or the forward chart, like a continuation trade. But keep in mind, this is very important. We want to go long and look at where the line of the Bollinger Band is. Okay, it's like down here on the 1 hour chart, and let's say it goes to somewhere here. That means price has to come back all the way down here for us to take a trade, and that's kind of unlikely. If we go on the forward chart, well, then it's even worse. See how the band is like here? Okay, so let's see if we can track like it did pretty much here. Okay, so it were to come back here. That means price would have to go down to the band here and push back up. Unlikely again. And this shows us that this pair is probably not going to be traded that much in the next week. Unless we get like a big move to the downside and then a big push back up. Like, we still have to watch, we still have to be careful, but it's less probable to be traded for sure. Okay, and let's take a look at the daily chart too. Daily chart, yeah, okay, it's not that close, not that far. We might trade that if we're to push back down and come back up. That's a possibility, of course. But then it would be very at the bottom of the zone, even lower than the zone, which might not be a good thing. So we might have to evaluate that. But this pair, I'm ready to unflag it because I don't think I'll take a trade next week. And it's at the level, but it didn't do what we expected it to do. LDGPY. We're at the zone. Here's where we took a trade the last week. That was a losing trade, but a good move. The 60-minute chart, I kind of like where this is. See, this is at the low band of the Bollinger Band. Good place where you could potentially place a trade, okay, because we're at the zone. And it might go back down a little bit, but we're closer to the lower band, which is great. And that will be in alignment with the first move we had over here. We're still close to the zone, okay? So I'll be considering to trade that in the upcoming week. Forward chart, let's see what this is doing. At the top of the band, we'll have to go all the way back down here, which is possible, it happens, but we'll see how that turns out. So I'll keep this pair flagged because I will probably trade it the next week, if we have it set up, of course. EURZD, at the same zone we talked about last week, so see how the past week was this candlestick here. It's been a move to the upside, then to the downside. We came back to close here. Keep in mind we're looking to sell here. So we will need to, this is kind of a small, good first push to the downside. But we would need to see a little bit more evidence than that to sell. And by that I mean I would like to see my setup that I look for most of the time. The 1 hour chart, we could see something on this pair. I think that might be probable based on how things look. So I'll keep this pair flagged and we'll see how it does for the upcoming week. LDHGD, I don't know why it's here. Let's forget that, I don't trade it. This is also another pair where we took a trade the past week at this zone right here. It didn't move much to the upside the past week. We just went down and then pushed back up. Let's see how things look. See, this is kind of well placed with the Bonjour band. We could go back down here, have a nice move to the upside. That's probable, so interesting to watch. The forward chart, we are close to the band. We could also go back up. This is where I took the trade last week, the losing trade. Okay, it didn't work out. 1 hour chart, let's take a look. Things could be going well, so we have a couple of opportunities to buy here with the Bonjour band. I'll keep this one flagged for sure because it's near some zones, but nothing changed much in this pair. CAD CHF. Well, I actually didn't tell you guys, but this is the other trade I took. Took a trade on this pair in the week. Looks like it reached the take profit. Let me validate that for you guys. I might do a review on this trade if you guys want to see. Comment below, and let me know if you want to see a review of that. 31. Yeah, this is a take profit reach. That's good for the weekend. Wonderful. But it doesn't really matter. I was looking for a trade of that zone here. We talked about this last week once again. A very important zone. And yeah, trade happened. We might look for opportunities to sell once again as it comes back. We could look for retracement if you're going to trade trend. And then you look for a sell trade here. That would be possible. So I'll keep this one flagged. Very interesting. And good profit for the weekend too. So that's always awesome. Back to it. Doesn't matter. Euro AUD. We talked about this one last week. I said I kept it flagged because it's doing something messy, but I still want to watch. It didn't do much the past week. We went all the way from here. This is a couple of weeks ago, but no setup the past week. On the 1 hour chart, let's take a look at that. No setup either. This is really messy, and I'll continue watching it because we're at this major level here, 1.57 major level to watch, of course. I just don't like what price is doing. Okay. This is important, if you were to look at this on lower time frame, and if you were to want to trade that, this is also a support zone, because look, we've been touching here, going back down, moving up, moving back down, and this is a support zone on the daily chart that we're coming back to. Okay, so previous resistance turning to a support, so you could look for buying opportunities there on lower time frame. Just keep in mind this is going to be more shorter term, and I might trade that as well, but overall the big tendency is going to be on the weekly chart, which is a sell zone. A forward chart might not happen. 1 hour chart might happen. We'll see how that turns out. But this is actually a good support zone, and it's still high time frame, the daily chart. So keep an eye open on that. We'll keep it flagged for that daily chart zone. Euro CAD. This is doing nonsense. I think that was the result of the past week. It's coming close to this zone right here. 1.50 round number, really important. Let's see what the time frames are doing. A support zone. Daily chart, it's not doing much. Forward chart, yeah, it's not bad. And the 1 hour chart. Okay, you might be looking for opportunities in this time frame. The 60-minute chart, very interesting. That's something I'll be looking for sure. And yeah, let's just flag this pair because it's gonna be interesting to look at. Even though we're not exactly at the zone, but we're close to it, so that counts. Euro GBP is doing something interesting. Well, same as the past week. Okay, we bounced to the zone, we came back down a little bit. That's where you could look for buying opportunities, but I don't really like this because it's tight a little bit. See how the range kind of ends there. Okay, that's the high of the range, and not much room. But if you want to trade that, then you could go on the daily chart, the forward chart, and the 1 hour chart to trade. Except that I've not traded this pair in a very long time. Okay, so I don't know if we're gonna have a setup or not, but it could be a good zone to trade for sure. Euro GPY, let's see what it's doing on the weekly chart. Between two zones, it's coming back to this zone here, 128, kind of an interesting zone. But until we get there, I'll keep it away and I won't look at it that much. Euro USD, coming back very close to the 1.17. Good place to look for buying opportunities, as we talked about also last week. Keep in mind this is very wide. Goes from 1.17 all the way to like here, 1.14. So you have to be willing to look for buying opportunities all the way in that zone, which is a big zone for sure. But let's see what happens so far. We just went straight down, no buying opportunities yet. And that's why you want to start watching the pair more closely. So flag this one out. GBP CAD, coming back to something interesting, I feel. Yeah, we talked about this last week also, this zone here, which I don't know if it did anything. See, we had this set up, but we didn't break the high, so that's not valid for me. 1 hour chart, no, that's nothing. It's at the same level as last week. We do the same thing as last week. We'll keep it flag, of course. GBP CHF at this zone right here, we said we would look for retracements and selling opportunities last week. This week, let's take a look. We just went straight down, so we had no opportunities to sell on a retracement, I think. I know it's been always below the higher band of the Bollinger Band. Nothing much to do there. So we can look for more opportunities there. We'll keep it flat because it's at a zone or close to a zone. And we could look for selling opportunities once again with the lower time frames. Okay, so I keep this one flag. GBP, GPY at this zone, but I said I didn't like that zone really because it's been doing some nonsense, not very reliable, so I'm gonna trade that pair. GBP and ZD at this resistance zone. What we said last week is we were consolidating since the past couple of weeks. Didn't do much, but now we went, I feel, a little bit higher in the zone because that's interesting to look at. Daily chart, no setup, but we could look for more setup in the coming week. Forward chart, same thing, and the 1 hour chart, same thing, exactly. Okay, so those are really great zones to look at trades. GPUSD at this support zone here, 1.36. We'll keep it flat once again. It's pretty much doing the same thing as last week, so nothing to talk about too much. S&P 500, I don't trade. USD CAD. I'll have to go a little bit fast because I have like no battery on the camera and I'm trying to talk really fast. It's what happens when you film all day, but it doesn't matter. Let's get back to it. USD CAD at this zone here, we pushed back down the week before. This week was a bullish week, so we're coming back to the zone, and we could look for selling opportunities in my opinion once again. And the 1 hour chart, yeah, it's not doing much, although this is a okay. Again, I'll keep this one flag for myself. USD NOK, I don't trade, and USD SJD, well, once again at the zone, bullish week the past week, didn't do much. I will be looking for selling opportunities once again at this zone, and it was not really convincing the past week. Now we can look for more setup once again. And that is it. We've done all the pairs. Hope you guys like this. Now I want to go back to this morning. I had the chance to meet up 2 traders here in Bucharest this morning and explore a little bit. And I had a lot of work to do, of course, but let's get back to the morning, and that's going to be the rest of the video. Good afternoon traders, welcome back to Bucharest. Today I made a change that was quite overdue. For the past few days I've been eating only like touristic stuff and like only food from pretty big restaurant, and I was starting to think that those meals were expensive for Bucharest and for Romania. So I just went to one of these restaurants a little bit outside of the touristic area, and this is what I got. Big plate, costed me 14 lei, which is about less than $4. Pretty amazing. And the food was much better than what I ate the past couple of days, so it's awesome. Now today I'm a little bit late to upload a video, which means I have to find a coffee shop to upload it pretty fast. And good program today. I'm gonna meet 2 traders here in Bucharest that reached out to me on social media a couple of days ago. That's gonna be interesting, but let's find a coffee shop first. Alright, video uploaded. Now time to get to the other place to meet the 2 traders I'm supposed to meet today. That's gonna be awesome as always. I just hope I won't get lost, but it shouldn't happen. So the place we're supposed to meet up is just there at the back, one of the restaurants. I wanted to go back on the weekly review I did a little bit earlier in the video. So there's something powerful Last week I did a review that was painful for me to do because I'm used to do it on my own, do whatever I want to do. But then I had to do it on video for you guys. I just felt so clear the whole week about what I was supposed to trade, what I was supposed to do and look for, that for me it's kind of worth it to do it every single week from now on. So we'll see if that works out, but it's really a good thing. If you can teach other people, even like whatever, show your wife or your husband, whatever you plan to do for the week, and whatever you look at, and you'll understand yourself much clearer, which is amazing. So that's just a quick trick, but let's go on with that meetup. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, meeting over, great meeting once again. A couple of interesting topics we talked about, but yeah, let's get back on the way. And there we go, guys. I feel like there's no better way to finish the video than on the balcony of my room in Bucharest. Hope you liked it. Give a like if you enjoyed the video today, as always. Comment below what your thought on this review and the meetup. But thank you guys for watching, I appreciate it, and I will catch you tomorrow. Ciao.